Why are so many people packing their bags to move into Toledo? Why are others heading for the exits? Well, the answers might surprise you. Today, we're peeling back the layers on one of the most underrated and sometimes misunderstood areas in the Midwest, Toledo and Northwest Ohio. Whether you're thinking about relocating, investing, or you're just curious, we'll dive into exactly why people are falling in love with this area and even why others are waving goodbye. Stick around because what you hear today might totally change the way you think about living here. Hey everyone, it's Garrett Luring here with Danbury Realtors and the Luxian Home Team, your host of Moving to Toledo here. Today, we're going to dive into everything you need to know about why people are moving to Toledo and why it might be the right place for you. Well, let's start with why people are moving. Spoiler alert, it's not just about cheap houses, although that doesn't hurt. Affordable cost of living. First up, probably the biggest pull in the area is that affordable cost of living. Toledo and the surrounding areas consistently rank among the most affordable places to live in the country. In fact, according to recent data from the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis, the overall cost of living in Toledo is about 17% lower than the national average. Housing is a huge factor here. In Toledo, the median home price is around $135,000. No, that's not a typo. Compare that to the national median, hovering near $400,000, and you start to see why first-time homebuyers and investors are flocking here in droves. Renters also get a pretty good deal compared to the national average, where the average two-bedroom apartment rents for about $850 a month in Toledo. Try finding that price tag in any large city, you won't. Utilities, groceries, and healthcare all also tend to be less than what you'd pay in other larger areas and more populated areas. It's like getting a 20% raise without switching jobs. However, I will admit you might lose some lifestyle perks and you might lose some of the amenities from some of those bigger cities. Job opportunities are still growing, believe it or not. Toledo isn't just a place for people to retire. There's real job growth happening here too. Major industries like healthcare, automotive, green energy, and logistics are expanding. Big names like ProMedica, Mercy Health, Owens Corning, and First Solar all have deep roots in the area. Plus, the Amazon fulfillment centers around town have created a lot of warehouse and management jobs. There's even a budding tech and innovation sector, especially around the University of Toledo's Innovation and Research Hub. No, it's not Silicon Valley, but for many people, it's the right mix of career, opportunity, and affordability. Now, you've all heard it, location, location, location. Is that another big plus? I'd say so. Toledo is less than an hour drive from Detroit, about 4 hours from Chicago, 2 hours from Cleveland, and about 2 hours and 15 minutes from Columbus. Even Toronto, Canada is doable in about 5 or 6 hours, and you can go see Niagara Falls both on the US side and the Canadian side while you're heading up there. You're close to big city amenities, but you don't have to live with big city headaches like sky high housing costs or 2 hour commutes. And if you're into boating, fishing, or lakeside weekends, well, Lake Erie is practically in your backyard. You can spend a Saturday at Maumee Bay State Park or hop on a boat and be on the water in no time. Parks, culture, and community. Speaking of weekends, another fun thing to do in Toledo that's popular is the Toledo Zoo, which is nationally ranked. We also have the Toledo Museum of Art, which was just voted People's Magazine's top museum in the country. Toledo especially is known for its diverse metro park system with Wildwood Metro Parks, Oak openings, and the newly developed Glass City Metro Park downtown. We have some of the best outdoor experiences and spaces you'll find in the state. Foodies also love it here. You've got everything from Tony Packo's hot dogs, which was made famous by the hit popular TV show MASH, to upscale spots like Mancy's Steakhouse and Benchmark in the highly sought after Levis Common area in Perrysburg. And don't even get me started on the community vibe. Neighborhood block parties, farmer markets, minor league sports games. Toledo has it all, and it's vibrant and exciting. It's the kind of place where you still know your neighbors' names Anywhere you go, you're probably, if you've been here long enough, you're going to see someone you know, and people actually hold the door open for you when you're at the grocery store. It is a great place to live, and everybody's here to help each other for the most part. All right, now that we've built up Toledo's highlight reel, let's shift gears a little bit. It's not always rainbows and low mortgages. There are some challenges here, and for some people, they're deal breakers. So let's talk about why some people decide to move away from Toledo and Northwest Ohio. Well, one of those reasons is economic uncertainty and job specialization. While Toledo's job market has certainly improved, it's still fragile in certain sectors. Manufacturing once was the lifeblood of the city, but has shrunk dramatically over the decades. If you work in specialized tech industries, creative fields, or high level finance, you might find limited opportunities here. Many professionals still commute to Detroit, Ann Arbor, Cleveland, or even to Columbus if they're not working remote gigs, just because their dream job may not be available here. Another thing you'll come across living in Northwest Ohio is relatively harsh winters. We're talking cold temperatures that regularly dip below freezing, sometimes below zero, gray skies that hang around for weeks, and that lake effect snowstorm and rain that can dump a foot of snow overnight. We haven't been getting as much of that over the past 5 to 10 years, but it still happens, and we're bound to have more of it. If you're not prepared to invest in a good snowblower and practice your defensive driving on icy roads, life here in January and February might be a rude awakening. And let's not forget seasonal affective disorder. Some of you may not believe that, but I think it's a thing. A lot of the locals here swear by light therapy lamps just to keep their spirits up through those long gray months. There's a lot of studies saying that light therapy helps. Who am I to say? Another reason some people may look to get away from Toledo is the aging infrastructure. While downtown Toledo and nearby suburbs like Perrysburg and Sylvania are investing heavily in upgrades, a lot of areas, especially the older neighborhoods inside the city, struggle with aging roads, outdated utilities, and neglected public spaces. Potholes are pretty much a springtime tradition around here, and older water mains sometimes cause major issues. The city has plans in place, but infrastructure projects take time, money, and patience. If you're looking for a shiny new picture perfect suburban experience, some parts of the region might not check that box just yet, but give them some time. In Toledo City proper, public schools are a hit or a miss. If you have kids or are planning to, it's worth doing your homework on the school districts. Now, places outside of Toledo like Ottawa Hills, Sylvania, and Perrysburg, Maumee, Monclova, Anthony Wayne have phenomenal schools, often ranking among the best in Ohio, but other areas, including parts of Toledo public schools, have struggled with lower test scores and funding challenges, which has led to other problems within the classrooms. There's progress being made with magnet programs, career tech academies, and charter school options, but it's certainly not a one size fits all situation. For families, choosing the right school district is often just as important as choosing the right house. Now, another factor that some people may not love about Toledo is its perception of crime. And this one's tricky because perception doesn't always match reality. Yes, certain parts of Toledo have higher crime rates, especially when it comes to property crime, but it's very neighborhood specific. Some areas feel incredibly safe and have low crime statistics, while others still work on recovering from decades of economic decline or neglect in certain areas. Bottom line, just like in any city, you need to do your research, talk to locals, talk to your agent, maybe even drive through the neighborhoods at different times of day before deciding where exactly to live. So there you have it. Now you have the real story. People are flocking to Toledo, Ohio from all different states because of its affordability, its friendly atmosphere, and the opportunities it offers. At that same time, we're seeing some people pack up and leave because of the limited job markets in these niche fields, cold winters, aging infrastructure, and specific school and neighborhood concerns depending where you're at. Here's the kicker: for the right person, Toledo offers something you can't always put a price on. That's community, connection, and a pace of life that actually lets you enjoy your days instead of just grinding through them. If you're willing to trade a little winter snow for a mortgage payment that doesn't make you cry, and if you value neighbors who wave to you on the street, then this might be exactly the place you're looking for. Northwest Ohio is not perfect by any means, but this is the real deal. It offers a great lifestyle opportunity here that's increasingly rare in today's world. Affordable, welcoming, and full of hidden gems if you're willing to dig a little deeper. Whether you're thinking about moving here, investing here, or just want to understand this underrated part of the country a little bit better, you're now armed with the real story behind the headlines. And you can feel free to call, text, or reach out to me anytime. And I'm happy to chat with you, share more about my experience growing up in this area, and answer any questions you may have. 419-460-1947. And thank you so much for watching my video. I hope to see you in the next one.